In a new world, where warriors fight to the death for control of Eternum, there are many different weapons available to use, but the gods have bestowed upon us the greatest weapon of all.
Bro.
Big glowy sword that shoots out beams of death.
Bro, what is the point? Oh.
You got Crescent.
Oh.
Where's OP, guys? You just got Crescented. Okay, so before we get into the nitty-gritty of my build / mastery tree, I want to quickly complain about how stupidly OP this weapon is. Fundamentally, it's an awesome idea. Other games have done it in the past, where a sword shoots out a beam of damage, but being able to shoot out 5 consecutive beams of damage for 165% weapon damage is next level insanity. And on top of that, you can customize your build to do even more damage, and it pairs well with both sword and shield and hatchet, which both can be incredibly bursty in terms of damage. It can only really be stopped by someone in medium with a pocket healer or a giga tanky build, and since this weapon is meta, it means a lot of people are using it, which means there are probably multiple beams of Arcana damage chasing you down no matter where you go. I haven't played New World the entire time since its release, but this has to be one of, if not the most broken weapon ever put into the game. AGS, please nerf. So I think I ended up using about 5 different variations of this build, so I'm going to show all of them. The first 4 builds were heavily inspired by Charlie T. He's one of the GOATs for sure, so shout out to him. And then the 5th and final build was the complete meme of being optimized as much as I could for the Crescent wave beam. I can't really remember who came up with that, but it did make a lot of sense once I started hearing about it. Granted, I did not biscraft any gear for these builds, mainly just upgraded Crescent Wave, changed a few named pieces at the kiln for specific perks, and finally got around to using my beta coconuts from the Coral Divide playtest in order to get my gear sorted for this. Also, the new season is about a week away, so if you want to try this thing before it gets nerfed, I'd personally only upgrade the artifact greatsword itself. maybe one named piece to put on Relentless Rush, and then the Rune Glass for Crescent Wave, or just save your gold for Season 10. Also, the playstyle for this weapon is pretty simple. If you're using the 3 ability tree, then you want to use Rupture when you are in a close range engagement. This puts you into the blue glowing mode, which means you are half blocking attacks whenever you are charging a heavy attack. Use the spinny ability to do damage or get out of a clump of enemies or CC. Then Crosscut, the normal usage would just be to get the first 2 swings of Crosscut, roll out of it, and then charge heavy attacks again. If you're using just Relentless Rush, then most of the time you just want to use Relentless Rush before you even get into a fight, send off like beams of damage, and then by the time people get to you, you probably have Relentless Rush back up to move to the next point and then keep shooting out beams of arcane damage. And then for the secondary weapon, I'd say Hatchet is more for like trying to stay alive. Like Berserk, you've got Defy Death and Social Distance, whereas SNS is to do even more damage and remain incredibly sticky to your enemies. Not saying that Hatchet doesn't do damage, it absolutely can. Like if you get off some auto attacks and a torrent, that is going to absolutely chunk the enemy, but I'd say Sword and Shield is way more reliable for doing that. I forgot to include my 5th and final build, and this is what it is. I ended up going Hatchet mainly as my second weapon, light armor, 150 con, or 200. I ditched slowing Rupture, and then I put a Rune Glass of Empowered Moonstone. And then only use Relentless Rush, which gives extra damage to the Crescent Wave beam. This is disgusting, absolutely disgusting. That's what I got most of my clips using. Anyway, that's enough Crescent Wave for the day, I think. I hope you enjoyed my Mimi video of documenting and sharing how stupidly busted this weapon is. I'm certain I've made some actual enemies by using this weapon that has been put into the video game, but don't you worry, I'll be back to using the worst weapon in the video game next season.